just skin. All I wanna see you in is just skin. Oh, all I wanna see you in. All I wanna see you in your skin.
Skin is an important physical barrier. It protects you from bacteria. It also holds your organs in and regulates your body temperature.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Today we will be talking about the integumentary system, which is better known as your skin. The skin is the largest organ of your body, but is surprisingly only 5 millimeters thick. But it is 1/12 of your body weight, being 1.5 to 2 meters squared. It has 3 layers, 2 principal layers, the first being the epidermis, which protects you from environmental hazards, the second being the dermis, which contains blood vessels, nerves, sweat and oil glands, and hair follicles. And then there is the last layer called the hypodermis, which is a loose layer of connective tissue.
Just skin. I'm loving your skin.
As you can see in this diagram, there are 3 layers of skin: the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. The epidermis is the outermost layer of skin, composed of several layers of epithelial cells. The outer surface of the epidermis is the part that you can touch. It's made up of dead skin cells. Each minute, you're constantly shedding 30,000 to 40,000 dead cells. In fact, most of the dust in your home consists of dead skin cells. When you go swimming or soak in a bathtub for a long time, the dead cells in your skin surface absorb water and swell, causing the skin to wrinkle. This is especially noticeable on your palms or the soles of your feet. The skin does not get thinner as dead cells are shed because it's being constantly replaced. It takes about 2 weeks to a month to pass from the time a new cell is formed to the time it is shed. The second layer of skin is called the dermis. The dermis is much thicker than the epidermis, but it lies directly underneath it. It is a collagen-rich connective tissue that contains fibroblast cells that produce collagen and elastin, which are responsible for the strength of skin. But the skin has its limits. Pregnancy or substantial weight gain may exceed the skin's ability to return completely to its earlier size after stretching. Instead, the dermis tears and stretch marks appear. The resilience of our skin also decreases as we age. The last layer of skin is called the hypodermis. It lies just under the epidermis and the dermis and is a loose layer of connective tissue. It's actually normally not considered part of the skin system, but it does have some of the same functions. It helps cushion blows, and it also contains half of the body's fat storage. In infants and toddlers, this layer of skin covers the entire body. It's often called baby fat, and as we mature, some of the fat stores are redistributed. In women, fat tends to accumulate in their hips and your thighs. In both sexes, it has a tendency to accumulate in the abdominal hypodermis. Now that we know a little bit about the integumentary system, let's talk about tattoos. A tattoo is a permanent design etched into your skin. It's injected by a needle into your dermis, which we know now that is the thickest layer of your skin. It never sheds off like your epidermis does. It's a very, very permanent decision.
My heart just like a tattoo. Just like a tattoo. I'll always have you.
One important thing to remember when getting a tattoo is that because the tattoo breaches the skin, skin infections are possible. The dyes from tattoos, like the blues, greens, yellows, can cause an allergic reaction. Also, skin infections, which could cause redness, swelling, pain, or pus-like drainage, are possible. Other problems, such as bumps called granulums, form around tattoo ink. Also, keloids, which are raised areas caused by overgrowth of scar tissue, can occur. Bloodborne diseases often are transferred by the needles from tattoos. You could get tetanus, hepatitis B, hepatitis C. And also, this rarely happens, but you can have complications with an MRI. Because of the dyes in tattoos, sometimes it can make the image of the MRI not come out as clear. Tattoos can actually be a very controversial issue, so I've asked around caches to see how people feel.
I feel like it should be the person's own idea if they really want a tattoo.
Personally, I have a dislike for them. I would never own one. I would forbid my children to have one while they were living under my roof.
Well, actually, I'm going to get one in the future. Tattoos and meaning are okay, but like I myself would never get one.
It's a lifetime decision. Therefore, I have none because I change my mind about what I like monthly.
Oh, tattoos? Here's my answer. When people are young, people make certain decisions. Later on, those same people regret those very decisions.